Students, good evening. This is Paritosh Basu. Some of you might have done my classes before, and some of you might have not. I don't think there is time to introduce me as of now. You can know about me from NMIMS University School of Business Management website, where there my biodata is there. If you want to know me more about, you can find me in LinkedIn, and further you can find me in Twitter also. My today's mandate from Dr. Somnath Roy is to talk about blockchain technology, and wherever I take a general session like this, blockchain, I call it a powerhouse of Industry 4.0, and that is what will continue because this kind of lecture I'm giving all around India and certain extent to the world. So we will bring out certain dimensions of blockchain technology. And in this process, Somnath, you can kindly keep admitting the students so that I can process.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So my flow of discussion would be emerging world environment and blockchain technology. I will talk about solution designing with blockchain technology and smart contracts. I'll also talk about a particular blockchain platform on healthcare services. I'll talk about certain other applications of blockchain technology, just a few, but there are hundreds. So I'll just quote a few for your information. Then I'll also talk about the challenges and governance, blockchain technology and the worldview that I'll try to give you, what the world is thinking about it, what the executives of the world are thinking about it. Then I'll try to talk about accounting and auditing from blockchain platforms. And finally, I'll talk about human and ethical dimensions of technology. You will find in my presentation certain slides, which would like, if I talk on those slides, you will feel that I'm bringing coal to Newcastle or selling ice to Eskimos, because Dr. Roy has already taken those classes for that part. So I'll not discuss more on that. The picture which you are seeing down below the screen, that's the picture. Two of the students of MPST, our School of Engineering of NMIMS University, has done a summer internship on one of the modules of my own ideated Kishan Bikash blockchain platform, which is the farmers blockchain. And this is the KYC flow. They have done one module, that is the KYC module for my thoughts. And this is a movement of transaction, movement of documents, and movement of consents, etc. in a blockchain. So typically, this is the BR kind of workflow that has happened in blockchain. While I'll do the presentation, I'll be using lots of graphics from various world level blockchain presentations. So I acknowledge that those I have taken from them and those are easily available. So I have not bothered to acknowledge each and every one of them. Of course, in some of the cases, I will give you the source where from I'm using those. On the top of this slide, you are finding the first page of some of the papers which I have written. The last one on the right-hand side is the research paper I presented in the All India Management Association National Conference. Rest of the papers are my papers which are coming out in the UGC approved National Journal of the Management Accountant, which is of course it is being written from professionals and not for technology students purposes. These are These are for the propagation of knowledge on blockchain technology. I've so far written about 23 columns on digital transformation, and some of these papers are a part of those. Down below, you can see glimpses of three of my presentations. The middle one is in Moscow. So you can view my presentations on blockchain technology and many other things of finance and management in my personal YouTube channel. You can find me at in Twitter. I only tweet for technology and general management and business values and human values. Politics is a no-no for me, and religion is a no-no for me in Twitter. I'm available in LinkedIn. I have about 16,400 plus followers in LinkedIn. So you can find me in LinkedIn also. Now, what is happening in the world? What is the emerging environment in the world? Emerging environment in the world is like this. This is a very famous study up to the first 9 points. It's a very famous study by a professor. I'm taking his views and trying to predict the world, how it is going to look like. By 2030, the world will add 1 more billion population. We will be 8.5 billion under the sun. Two-thirds of this population will be living by 2030 in urban areas. So there will be huge encroachment of animal habitats and forest lands. World will be more transparent. People will be asking for more questions about anything and everything being done, which has a touch point with their lives. The climate crisis will be continuously deteriorating. You have recently seen that in Canada and America, 49 degrees Celsius was the temperature. And similarly, about 50,000 square kilometer area of glacier has already been started melting in North Pole. So climate crisis will be very huge. Resource pressure will be terribly high. The most important resources which were hitherto available freely will now be scarce, and those will be potable water and breathable air. Clean tech technologies, that is zero carbon technologies, will be surprisingly be the demand. And by the time 2030 comes, we may need technology to bring down greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. Not only stop emission, but also bring down those gases. We have to find technology for that. By 2030, we'll be under the influence of at least 5 direct IoTs, Internet of Things, and 25 indirect IoTs. I've written more about it. Global policy will be very important, and there will be open questions about global policies, and there has to be a global code of standards for whatever we do in the digital area, and for that matter, any area. There will be more radicalization and nationalism and concentricity or trading partner relationship creation, because world will no longer remain globalization as its own theme. Next comes the pandemic. According to my thoughts, my reading so far, the horrors of pandemic due to COVID-19 will be haunting human life and human beings for about most 1 more decade, and it will be frequent, and the frequency will further shorten. And finally, the third world war will be fought in cyberspace. You might have read that in the month of June 2021, that is last month, NATO had an international conference, National North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That's a country that certain countries, they have treated cyber threat and cyber criminals as the threat for all of them. So, so World War III maybe perhaps will be fought in the cyberspace. You might have found that against some of the points I have given blue tick. The points against which I have given blue tick, those are the points which I have sourced from the Ascension technology. And all those points, including pandemic and world war, digital transformation could be a solution for solving this problem and saving the humanity from the horrors of these issues, which are going to create havocs for the human civilization. And in certain parts of the world, very existence of human civilization will be a problem. And out of those eight deep technologies, blockchain technology will be a very big resource for human beings to apply for solving the problems of the world, to save it from the nature's fury, fury of people's radicalism, fury of some people's money-mindedness, etc., etc., etc. I don't want to explain more about it. It does mean the world is not going to be a very peaceful place and as good a place as we used to have in our childhood. So digital technology can be a big savior for that. Blockchain technology is one of them. From the right hand side, you can find that there was a survey done by a famous organization where it has been found blockchain technology skill will be the most important skill that will be in demand, very huge demand, and in areas like Singapore, China, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, Hong Kong, and it will be considered as the one of the top 10 skills of the world. Now, quickly to define digital transformation of business, which you also know, digital transformation is an organizational change through the use of digital technologies to improve performance. So three elements are there in digital transformation: organizational change, digital technologies, and improve performance. This needs a high degree of skill and high degree of change management skill. Blockchain technology adoption perhaps required the least possible change management requirement amongst the eight top digital technology we have seen so far in the world. Shomnath can challenge me that how are you saying that blockchain technology adoption is easy? We could discuss it separately sometime, but let me tell you that application of blockchain technology is not that so a difficult task, because that's what my research says from my study of various literature. Here is a very interesting piece of information for you students. Please carefully note down. There is a guideline of OECD, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. It says that whenever you design any digital solution, follow the three pillars. One is good governance, second is efficiency, third is effectiveness. Now, when good governance and efficiency meets, the resultant benefit is reliability, participation, citizen-driven, and public view. When efficiency and effectiveness meets in digital transformation and solution designing, what you get is empowerment, evidence, demand management, and personalization. And when effectiveness and good governance meet, what you get is openness, transparency, accountability, and autonomy. Just now we were talking about transparency and openness according to that ascension analysis, which the globe is going to be. So when you want to do anything for the public welfare and public good, you have to follow this 12-worded principle of reliability, participation, citizen-driven, public value, empowerment, evidence, demand management, personalization, openness, transparency, accountability, and autonomy. Believe me, whatever little blockchain technology I've studied so far, all these 12 qualities which are required to be embedded in a digital solution designing is possible to be done by blockchain technology. And when why OECD is talking about these are required for government services, feeling, and I'm sure everybody will agree, that these guidance of OECD are also equally applicable for enterprise blockchain platforms or blockchain platforms for business operations or even permission blockchain. Students, after each completing each section, I'll give you a chance for talking to me for 5-10 minutes. You can please raise your question to me straight away by raising hands. But after I finish one section of the slide, this slide is quite complicated. I'll just make it simple for you. Any technology has can be divided into 4 categories. One is with very high business impact, or very medium business and impact and low business impact. Uh, Originally, between 2016-17, where development was going on digital transformation, blockchain technology was considered as a technology which is in its adolescent. Let me tell you, blockchain is in adolescent. We are still in the adolescent group. We cannot say that it's a developed technology completely. But one thing is that it's a very high impacting technology, that's still sure. And my prediction, and some of the prediction which has happened in the world level, blockchain technology is going to go beyond transformational. So blockchain technology will prove itself not only that it's a transformational technology like advanced robotics, brain-computer interface, or autonomous vehicles, or Internet of Everything, but it will go to and consider itself as a foundational technology. That means it will be able to change the economic and societal foundation of a country. Blockchain has got that much capability. Marketing students who are sitting here, for them, my suggestion is that if you had to look through the window, reflects at the market, customer, and opportunities, and co-create the reverse strategy driven marketing plan, you to follow PDP loop, that is public, digital, and public loop, where you things bring data to the from the marketplace, that is the physical place, then you bring it to the digital place for data analytics, create your strategies, and go and implement in the physical place, that is the market. So market to digital to market, all these things, if you have to do playing with your data, let me tell you, if you implement blockchain technology, you will be equally served as you are being served today in a disjointed manner through your ERP. Blockchain will serve you on a real-time basis to generate any data and every data. So a blockchain technology is really going to be the powerful and the powerhouse of the future world, and it will prove itself to be a foundational technology. So we'll be adding one more section here, which we will call foundational technology. And my prediction is by 2030, it will be the foundational technology of the world. You all know about this 8 deep digital technologies, that is blockchain, drone, Internet of Things, robots, 3D printing, virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence. I've written almost all about this technology in my 23 papers so far. My prediction, and I have also ideated in 3 of my papers, is that blockchain is a technology which can be simultaneously used with the help of all these technologies, and all these technologies to whom you have a blue tick, which has been marked as blue tick, except for virtual reality and augmented reality, can be integrated through blockchain. That means blockchain can be the platform to which all these 6 digital technologies can be integrated, including Internet of Body, artificially intelligent Internet of Things, and also now efforts are on to bring in some of the mixed reality also into blockchain. So what I have done in my Kishan Vikas blockchain platform, I have I've integrated drones with immersive technology, that is virtual reality and augmented reality, and created a facility by virtue of which paddy fields or wheat fields conditions can be pictured by drone, converted to information for sending to agricultural scientists, for advising the farmers, for giving them appropriate advice, so that farmer next day morning can go to the field and take corrective action. So, and then drone will be interlinked to the blockchain platform. The next is technology that can support edge computing. As you know, edge computing has not come as much, but I have also thought through about it. And the black ticked items, perhaps the technologies which blockchain platform can support. Uh, so most importantly, point I am trying to drive through this point, through this channel slide, is that blockchain is kind of an overarching technology which can make best use of all the other technologies. One doesn't know, in course of time 3D printing may also come in blockchain technology. I have not ideated it as yet. Maybe I will think sometime to do it. But definitely drone and immersive technology, that is augmented and virtual reality, I have thought about. There is a big mythical understanding in people's mind that blockchain is equal to cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency is equal to blockchain. Be very rest assured that blockchain is not equal to cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency is not equal to blockchain. As you know, when internet was first invented, it transcended the sovereign boundaries. And at that point of time, we used to know internet as sending mails. It was kind of synonymous. Today, we do not talk about internet technology. We talk about what is the next application of internet technology, because that has been considered as a given thing. Like we go home, as we get down from my hired car, which I have also hailed using an internet application. My food is ready at the door. That's also an internet application. My prediction is 5 years down the line, we will not talk anymore about digital technology. We'll not discuss what is digital technology, how it will operate, what are the governance of it, etc. We'll talk about what next application of digital technology. And what next application of blockchain. So point I'm trying to understand here to make you that if you are having a mistaken thought and belief that blockchain is equal to cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency is equal to blockchain, please take it out. Thousands of applications have already been developed with blockchain. Another very mythical understanding in the minds of some people, I'm not sure yours because you are quite advanced, but some common people on the street thinks that technology protects. As the technology evolves, protections also increases. The answer is no. Because umpteen number of instances recently from a Geneva-based organization, 50 lakh, 5 million data of Indian Airlines, that is Air India's national travelers data has been breached. Technology by itself, as much as they evolve, they do not protect. But blockchain is one technology which protects data, safety, and privacy right from day one. It will continue to protect. I don't want to discuss this slide because Somnath must have, Dr. Roy must have discussed with you. The network technology has shifted from centralized network to hub and spoke model network to a mesh technology network, that is blockchain technology. I don't want to discuss this slide because these you know better than me. I also don't discuss this slide how transaction get passed and forms into a block of tech transaction in network. Particularly, this is a PwC diagram for cryptocurrency. So Dr. Roy must have discussed with you. This slide also I don't want to discuss. I just want to tell you the features just to remind you, which I'll be requiring in my subsequent presentation. It's a distributed ledger technology. It has got dual key mechanism, private key and public key. It is cryptographically enabled DDSM. It has got distributed data storage management mechanism. It has got blockchain blocks where block contains data of value without any central supervision. It doesn't need any central supervision. It is cryptographically enabled. And there are important data structure. One is the pointers and the linked list. So I don't want to talk much about it. Let me go to this slide, which again, you might have studied, might have not, and it is not a comprehensive list. Digital transformation, which is the task beyond ERP. If you have there are some, particularly in the MSME sector of India, there is a belief that if I have done ERP, implemented SAP or Oracle Financial or Exapta, I have done digital transformation of my business. The answer is wrong. Digital transformation has got many steps. The 7 major steps of digital transformation is data aggregation, data management, workflow automation, process component, platform interface integration, end-to-end processing, and front-end software. Let me tell you, if you implement blockchain technology for transaction management of your organization, I'll come to you, an organization, whether it should implement blockchain or not blockchain, whether an organization essentially needs blockchain technology or not. I'll come to you. There are tests available for that. So these seven layers of blockchain digital transformation can be implemented, can be achieved, including linking with artificial intelligence, ML, and data analytics platforms, including big data analytics using documents from blockchain technology. It's possible. This also I need not explain to you because it's such immutable a technology that if somebody wants to change something at any point of time, it cannot. But because in a second there are millions of transactions happening, if not million, at least thousands of transactions are happening in a minute in an enterprise blockchain kind of technology. So if somebody wants to do something with this block, he has to do this, which is not possible. Absolutely not possible. I'm sure Dr. Roy must have discussed with you, these are the blockchain technologies available. Recently, I have had, that is last day before yesterday evening, I have met these people, Dragon people. They are a Walt Disney company, and they are one of the companies in the Walt Disney Group. I met with them. They have developed a particular software called Interchain, which is a blockchain. It's patented in US. This particular blockchain, which is an addition to the repository of world blockchain, this has got huge interoperability capability. I've got some literature taken from them. Interoperability between two blockchain technology is a very huge problem, very huge problem. And this particular company, Dragon Chain, has already achieved it. And I know that they have patented it also in US. So there are 3 kinds of blockchain tomorrow. If you want to develop, it is completely open source, permissioned, hybrid. All these 3 kinds of blockchains are available. Most popular are Ethereum, Hyperledger, Corda, and of course Ethereum. These are the most important. So before I come back to go to my next part, if there is any question from anybody, you can open your video and ask me. Any question from any student? What you can do, you can write your comment in the chat box. And Dr. Rai, I will request you to help me if any comment comes in the chat box, and you can help me with your comment, with that
Okay,
comment.
sir.
Okay. So shall I move? Assume that there is no question as of now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I'm here. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And solution designing with blockchain and smart contract. Let me tell you, students, I have already ideated three solutions with blockchain. One is the farmers blockchain, one is the healthcare one I'll show you right away. And also one blockchain I've ideated for crowdfunding with different types of asset classes under the same crowdfunding. I have also thought through, I've not put it into a piece of paper of gun management in US. You know, in US, gun management, private license gun management is a problem. And there I have thought through certain things which perhaps someday somebody can implement. Now, this slide is very important for you to understand. One is when you think of any technology solution creation, you must keep certain words in your mind. What are your keywords? Business is your keyword, customer is your keyword, product, teamwork, promotion, develop, budgets, analysis. Along with this, if you are doing it with blockchain, you should use scalability as a keyword and interoperability as a keyword. So these two, so if you position this keyword properly, you get an item called strategy. So for every damn thing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you should be having strategy as your key binding factor for all these keywords. Now to this, let us add one more item, which is agility. I recently coined a word called stragility. I've opened a consulting firm with this name. What is stragility? Stragility means ability to create agile strategy. I repeat, ability to create agile strategy. Now, this stragility is very important in any technological solution defining and designing, because the world is changing. As I've given you the first slide in presentation, the world is changing every day. We are now in a VUCA-fu world. We are now in a VUCA-fu world. We have fear of unknown and unprecedentedness with us. And we are dependent upon very many things, including internet. Now, when you are talking about internet, the internet by itself a vast subject. So you have to talk about internet of people, internet of idea, internet of things, and internet of data. These are the very important points which we have already thought through. You are already know about this, but I do not know how many of you know internet of behavior. This is just about a 12-year-old technology which has been developed by a psychologist, Professor Gote of Helsinki University. I've recently written a paper on this subject, internet of behavior. So this internet of behavior, if you are not taking care of, and that's what is the problem going on between government and Twitter. And that's why the problem is going on between government and Amazon.com kind of organizations. And that is internet of behavior, which is bothering you completely every day. When you open your Google, you are flooded with so many unwanted information, or when you open Facebook with unwanted information. Internet of behavior can create havoc for you. On the other hand, you can also create havoc with your internet of behavior for others. So when you design a blockchain technology, this issue will be least possible with you, because blockchain technology has got a very excellent ambit management and peripheral porous management. Any system in the world today is so much porous that anybody can enter into it and spawn a malware into it using even artificial intelligence. So internet of behavior is something which, if you take care of this, then then hacking your system would be very difficult. So this is a future ready solution designing problem. I repeat the word, put all the keywords in such a position that the strategy becomes the center binding thread, and you create scalability and interoperability so far as blockchain is concerned, of course, your strategy should be agility. This is a list of blockchain applications, very many. This is quite an old list. As you know, gun safety management can be done. Australia has already started management of an old age house using in blockchain. Jail, criminal management has already started. Recently, Russia has thought through voting. Disaster management has already, reports are already out between World Economic Forum and PwC has already come out. Music and other tokens of artwork has already come out. Human resource management using blockchain technology has already come. Charity donation is a very common phenomena. Even underground water management, I have already spoken about it 3 years ago in Vizag when there was a conference of Andhra Pradesh. So very many applications are there. So as you more read, every day there is a new application coming on blockchain technology. So this is, when you design a blockchain technology, you remember this principle of Dr. Paritosh Basu. This is this particular slide you won't get in any book of the world. This is absolutely my coining, and these are available in some of my papers. What are the 8 W's and 1 H you should keep in mind when you design blockchain technology based solution? The first one, students, I'll give you a break at 1840, right, Dr. Roy?
Okay, sir.
18, 1840 is the break time. And since a lot of things to be talked about, we'll keep it for 10 minutes. Is that fine?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, what are the latent needs and demands of the society and humanity? If you have to have the first mover advantage, definitely you try to compete with the existing products and solution, but you to try to find out new needs and new demands. Who are the service providers and target customers? You have to already think about what is the market condition, because you have to do something better than what the market has. And if market has reached 100 customers, you have to reach the 110 customers. That means 10 more customers you have to target, either in rural India or abroad. When the solution is to be delivered and updated and upscaled, only giving a solution is not important. Most of the solution dry because of they are not updated and they are not upscaled. I know for that matter many solutions which have died because of this. Where is the universe of customer located and for what value? Think of Coup as a substitute of Twitter. Coup is already in Africa. So Coup has developed a particular software or app which is already in Africa. So when you design a blockchain-based solution, and if your customers or vendors are located overseas, the smart contract which you have to design, which is the very foundation of any blockchain platform, has to comply with the regulation of the customer or the vendor or the banker or the any other service provider to that transaction requirement of that country. So it should be a multi-country environment oriented smart contract whose regulations have to be complied with. That is what I was talking about. Uh, when you are buying a machinery, so suppose you are a manufacturer or you are a logistic service provider. You are sitting in India and one of your customers is America. You cannot apply child labor in logistics management in India. A lot of child labor is there. You can't do child labor. So you have to see that your solution is complied with the regulations. If any of your stakeholders are connected with a country other than the country of your software origin. So regulation is important. Whom should be the user refer in case of trouble? That is the failure of many solution comes up because we do not know whom to approach. And most of the approaches today comes through bots. And may I tell you one thing, that bots are not still as yet in India at least successful application. Which of the digital tools can be integrated? That's what I have already talked about, that blockchain technology can be integrated with at least 6 technologies, which I have myself ideated in my papers. What is the solution being offered by the competitors? If I'm trying to beat somebody with an existing product or service space with a digital solution using blockchain or other technology, I must know what the competitor best in the industry is and benchmark ahead of them, and how to assess and track users' delight. This is very, very important because uh, your technologic uniqueness of your solution is not the ultimate criteria. The user's delight is the criteria. A lot of blockchain-based solution has failed because it is not achieving users' delight. And when I was in overseas countries talking about this, mixing with people who are doing blockchain technology-based solutions, they have expressed a lot of their unhappiness or a lot of their sad stories with us. So what you have to do, you have to disrupt the business and disrupt the existing business. Disrupt means what? Disrupt means destructive disruption. Through your disruption, you destroy an existing product or an existing service. That is called disruption. And what is disruption? Disruption is through your systems and processes, you change the existing systems and processes. And let me tell you, blockchain technology is in this space. It is disrupting. It is a process-oriented technology. It is disrupting the legal profession. It is disrupting the entire banking profession. Today, a trade finance transaction is as efficient as 95% savings of time in trade finance transactions. That has been proved. And a lot of trade finance oriented blockchain technology has come up. And as you know, about about 10 days before, there was a newspaper item that six, and I have already tweeted about it, 6 banks of India, including 2 foreign banks and a couple of private banks, have come up to develop a blockchain based trade finance platform which will be common for all these 6 banks, and they will be using it as a solution for doing their trade finance transaction. So this 8WH principle is very, very important when you design solution for blockchain. And I'm sure Dr. Roy will be talking about some of these when he's teaching blockchain technology. Blockchain ensures trust and accessibility and accountability. If you study this, when I will share with you this slide, you will find this comparative analysis. You will find a comparative analysis between these two. Comparative analysis between these two, and you find that blockchain technology, what a standard traditional solution can do, blockchain can do that way. So I don't want to narrate this. I'm sure this has been taught in the class. Now the most important point comes in: smart contract. You as students of management will tell me and ask me, sir, we can do blockchain technology based transaction, no issues. But if any litigation crops up for any transaction, what happens? Can I go with blockchain based data and record to Supreme Court or lower courts of India or anywhere in the world, or the tribunals or arbitration proceedings for providing those documents and transactional details as legally enforceable evidence? Answer is yes, because every step every step of blockchain based transactions are done in reference or with reference to smart contracts. Example: suppose you are importing a machinery from Germany. What happens there, that several parties are there in the same blockchain. Suppose a quality controller, you have appointed Bureau Veritas as the quality controller. See, Bureau Veritas is a participant in the blockchain technology, and Bureau Veritas will be issuing a certificate after physical verification of the equipment which you are importing. That certificate will be uploaded into the system, blockchain system. Now, before that activity is done, Bureau Veritas has entered into a tripartite agreement between the vendor and the buyer, that is you, and Bureau Veritas themselves through blockchain technology. In a blockchain technology, there is a super smart contract. That means when you enter the blockchain, which is for, say, either for Exim or for trade finance or for healthcare service or for anything, there is a super smart contract, and that super smart contract will allow you uh, that super smart contract will allow you to sign off or ask you to sign off that whatever transactions you will be doing in correlation and in compliance with all the subcontracts that has been embedded into the system for performing any transaction in the blockchain. Point number one. Now, you can, as a student of management, ask me, Dr. Basu, no two transactions in the commercial world are same. I completely agree. It could be possible for certain specific transaction. You may need some specific type of contract, or certain clauses of the contract must be amended. Blockchain allows that. If you want to amend the smart contract, which is embedded in the software system, you can change it. You can change the terms and conditions, and when you change the terms and conditions of that particular transaction or a part of a transaction, then blockchain will allow you to change, because blockchain will do all scenario building beyond the scenario building beyond the smart contract which has been embedded, and those scenarios have also been scripted while writing the code. Only thing is that if you have to change the contract and if there is no script available for ensuring that while doing the transaction, the consent is given by either more or one or more parties, for its script is not there, there will be an issue there. So what is the world is doing? The world is not only doing a compliance of all countries all over the world whenever a blockchain, enterprise blockchain platform or a private blockchain platform is created. It is also trying to do scenario building. In that kind of a situation where a smart contract is not executable to a blockchain, it has to be referred to the administrator, and the administrator has to find a solution by changing the script. But I believe that kind of a situation has not been reached in the world as yet. So when you ask me as a student of commerce, if you have read Contract Act, these 9 conditions are to be satisfied. You can just have a quick read of these 9 conditions. In any case, this cannot happen in blockchain. No question of this happening. So this also cannot happen because the smart contract has been written. So what I'm trying to say, that all conditions required to be satisfied for a transaction to be contractually enforceable in the eyes of law between parties of one country or more than one countries, that is absolutely possible in blockchain. And that has been accepted by a lady called Valerie. This lady was appointed by SEC, that is Security Exchange Commission. She said that if the smart contract is smart enough, then blockchain documents can be an evidence and blockchain transactions can be evidence. And as you know, China's Supreme Court has already accepted blockchain-based transactions and documents as legally enforceable. So that is what is blockchain. Blockchain is an embedded digital framework to enter into legally binding contracts between two or more parties subject to meeting certain conditions. This is embedded into the contract, pre-complied, mind the word pre-complied, with concerned laws and regulations. Flexibility can always be built. It has a superset of smart contracts, and this functional contract serves blockchain of the binding, and the contract is binding all parties. That's why it is said that smart contracts are where the rubber meets the road for business and blockchain. You can imagine if you do a transaction, suppose you are doing an import transaction or an export transaction, you go to several banks, you go to lawyers, you do back and forth of your documents, you document negotiation of import export documents takes about 5 to 6 days in banks. Many things happen, and most importantly, many contracts are to be written with, and for that lawyers are required. Blockchain doesn't need any lawyer. It is your own digital lawyer. It is self-reliant, trustworthy, self-documented, self-preserved, because blockchain itself has a library, document library. Backup evidence is quickly authorized, cost safe, without physical lawyers, and regulation compliant. These 9 components of blockchain gives you these qualities. First, with better quality at reduced cost without negotiation and intermediation. Limited scope of conflicts and ambiguity, uncertainty, and leaving gaps. Cross-border transaction compliant. Students, you can ask me one question. That Dr. Basu, you are praising so much blockchain. Why do we not see so much of application of blockchain? Let me tell you, somewhere in early 2002, 2003, we started seeing commercial applications of blockchain. Other than cryptocurrency, it has not become that much popular. But let me tell you, worldwide, and I'll show you statistics also. Worldwide, this subject is in the top of the agenda of CEO, that is blockchain. So these are the 12 points for which blockchain is popular, most of which I have already discussed with you. I'll just give you 1.5 minutes to read it. 12 points. E to E means enterprise to enterprise. Most of which you have discussed with Dr. Roy when in your class. And to these 12 points, you can add a couple of more points. That means with the help of wallets, individual wallets or each nodal wallet, you can you can extract data from your blockchain platform and finally link it with the help of some APIs and ETL tools. You can link it with your ERP transactional data and also your data analytics platforms. So blockchain technology is very versatile and very perspective oriented in terms of all the stakeholders of the community who are participating in a blockchain platform. Uh, I don't want to discuss this. It's a public blockchain, private blockchain, and tracing facility. It is already there. As you all know how blockchain helps in tracing. On enterprise blockchain, I have heard about one, Core Konkan Railways has already implemented blockchain technology for documentation management. And I believe Indian Railways are coming up with solution for blockchain technology for tracking and tracing various goods which the railway has accepted for delivery. So a lot of developments are going on in India on blockchain technology. Now let me give you my own idea on blockchain service platform for healthcare. But before that, I'll come back to the class and ask, do you have any question so far?
Sir, I have
Yeah,
one question.
yeah.
So,
Please put your name and put your video on.
sir, so
Yeah.
when we are discussing about the public and private blockchain, that is fine because it is decentralized mostly. So all the parties will verify the other transactions, any transaction that happening. But when it comes to the enterprise blockchain, like it is again, it becomes like there are only few parties, only one party, not even few parties, because it is only internalized to the system, right? How come it is decentralized then?
Oh, very interesting point. Then think of suppose various blockchain has been used by say Bank of Baroda or for say HDFC Bank for certain transaction management which transcends all around the bank in various countries, various branches in India, and also HDFC Bank's overseas branches. And they want to purposely keep this in blockchain for speed, safety, privacy, and contractually completed. And on that, I have also applied one point that there are a lot of scope of discretion applied by branch managers or regional managers, etc. Now, if you want to reduce the discretion, if you want to increase the speed, if you want to increase the cost of transaction management, you can definitely introduce one enterprise blockchain within your organization where each branch manager will be a participant in the node. You can always create that blockchain platform.
Yeah, but it is already they already it is already all systemized, right? So it is already all computerized. All the transaction will be through the computer only right now, whatever the system that is.
No, no, no. They can do the transaction through this blockchain platform and then through an API bring it to their own Finacle bank accounting system. No issue on that. It is possible to be designed. You mean to say it will be a shop in shop? That means within HDFC Bank, this will be another accounting system blockchain platform, which will be a peer-to-peer network. And you can sit down off the line. We can definitely design it. It is possible.
Okay. Okay, sir, I got it. Like the different parties will be internal parties, but they will be acting as like individual parties.
Right, right. And it is possible. It can be done.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Particularly, let me tell you, if loan sanctioning system of a bank is put through blockchain technology, all this kind of favoring this party, that party on the strength of recommendation from so and so person, so and so is known to me, so give me loan. All these things will go away if blockchain is implemented for loan sanctioning by Indian banks. It is possible.
Yeah, yeah, got it, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me move to my idea. I have designed a blockchain idea. Of course, I have not designed the solution. So I'll share with you that idea, which is this has been already published. This is the solution I have already presented in World Blockchain Forum through a virtual conference. Look at this. At the center of this blockchain is the citizen. And you have with you the consulting doctor, surgeon, pathologist, radiologist, high-end diagnosis, hospital, bank, insurance company, and bank can be a CBDC holder also, pharmacy, accessory supplier, and doctor himself, and house physician. He could be a doctor's devices. These doctors' devices can also be put into a blockchain. Suppose each of these computers are representing a blockchain healthcare service where these many service providers are there. In addition, there is Internet of Body. That means smart shirts, smart trousers, smart shoe, which has already come out. Smart shoes have come out for blind people. Then smart Internet of Body, smart pillow. If you put a kind of sensors and IoT into your pillow before sleeping, the pillow will track your sleeping pattern, and straight away through the sensor and the IoT send it to your doctor, consulting doctor, and that doctor will next day morning when he comes to his clinic, he will come to know whether my patient has properly slept, and the sleeping pill or tranquilizer which I have prescribed, whether it is working. He need not even inquire. And in any case, blood pressure reading can be continuously taken and sent through these blockchain nodes to the doctor directly. Let me give you an example here, very interesting example. I've written about it in one of my papers. As you know, a new stethoscope has come up. This particular stethoscope will make ECG machine obsolete. What will happen? What this stethoscope will do? When the doctor places the stethoscope on the chest of a patient, he can see the ECG on his smartphone. And this smartphone will automatically transmit the ECG reading online real time to the doctor. And once it is done, there is a software in the smartphone which will create a PDF document, put it to the straightway the patient's. It will straightway go to the patient's authorized person's phone or note that this man's ECG is reading like this. Suppose you are doing a digital blood test. Of course, these instruments these days are not very accurate, but accurate instruments are definitely coming up. This digital instrument will be having an IoT. The the blood sugar reading will straightaway go into this IoT cloud and go and sit into the doctor and sit into the patient's phone. So what is happening? Similarly, any CT scan machine, any sonography machine, any X-ray machine, anything and everything which is a medical device can be straightaway connected using an IoT through the blockchain. And this is the blockchain, can be connected to the blockchain. And as per the program done, this particular blockchain will inform those particular people. And somewhere an insurance provider is sitting. This insurance provider on a need to know basis will get to know what are the medical procedures, may it be operation, may it be hospitalized treatment, may it be pharmacy providing the medicines and surgical goods or other small devices which the patient needs. When this pharmacy provides these provisions of medicines, etc., it goes to the insurance company. In the insurance company, at the end of the procedure is completed, does the settlement and pays the money to the bank. Suppose somebody has not taken insurance. So the person has already, there is a smart contract available that I do not have insurance. So I will have an arrangement with the bank that everybody will do their billing directly to my bank and my bank will pay because I have taken a treatment loan. So house physician, suppose the house physician prescribes you that you need a surgery or your father needs a surgery. The moment house physician prescribes you, it gets, the transaction gets announced in the blockchain. This kind of 4, 5, 6 consulting doctors are sitting in the blockchain. They opens and sees, oh, here is a knee surgery. So there will be 5 quotations for knee surgery. And one quotation you will accept. And you have also given your choice for hospitals. So it will go to a radiologist for whatever suggested radiology to be done, high-end diagnosis, CT scan, etc. to be done. Finally, as per the smart contract, you can tie up, or the doctor can tie up with the hospital, and on the appointed date, the promotion will take place. And on the appointed date, the payment will be made by the insurers to the banker, banker of the hospital, banker of the pharmacy, banker of the surgeon, banker of the pathologist, banker of the radiologist. So this is a very, very unique. One blockchain is complete treatment. So there will be embedded smart contract here. And let me tell you one thing, if COVID management is done through this, there can be a health passport also that can be issued. Like this particular health passport at the back end will contain all the, suppose 30 years down the line, India has assumed that India has implemented this blockchain. As you know, this paper I have written for against National Digital Health Mission is a document issued by Government of India in 2020. And National Health Policy is a document issued by Government of India in 2017. I have written this paper by taking the clauses, each one of the clauses I have taken from these two policies and proved that blockchain technology is the technology which can serve this. Now, when the hospitals participate in the blockchain, if those blockchains are consolidated at the national level or state level, government will be able to generate data, how many oxygenated beds are there, because when the blockchain hospital enters into this blockchain, at the time of its KYC or KYP, know your participant, the hospital has to upload all its facility into the system. Suppose the hospital uploads all the facilities into the system, at a state level or a district level, the administrator of this blockchain technology will come to know how many hospitals are there, in what location are they, how many oxygenated beds are there, how many beds are there, how many operation theaters are there, how many doctors are attached. Every damn thing which you require for providing healthcare services will be available in a consolidated manner over a geographical region. Similarly, how many pathologists are there? Like when we had to RT-PCR test or COVID test, we had to struggle to establish one after the other pathological clinic. If blockchain technology would have been there, all these pathological units would have been under one blockchain. It would have been required. So now when you design the blockchain technology for healthcare, you have this kind of situation. You have a network of the patients, you have of the patient's IOB, that is pillow, smart wears, patient's blood sugar, blood pressure. That means all internet of bodies. Then the patient's own network, integrated network. That is all the three networks, that the patient's network, the patient's IOB network, which is this one. IOB network is this one. Patient's IOB network, and then patient's own network, individual network, integrated network of patients, doctor, hospital, service providers, everybody. Finally get into final treatment, doctor versus the patient. Every damn thing is connected. I'll stop there and give you a break. But before that, just 2 minutes, if any question is there.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, so all these parties that you have shown, say the pathologist or the bank or the insurer party, are these all individual nodes? Is that what the paper?
Yes, yes, they are. Not only one insurance, there can be 10 insurers in India who can be as a node.
So this
Suppose I announce that I want to take a healthcare insurance. I'll get all these 10 parties will quote. I will accept, suppose you work in an insurance company, I will accept your quote. That's it. And it will be a part contract. And the insurance policy, they will digitally issue to me. It will go and get uploaded into my digital library.
So it ends up being a private chain or a public chain?
It is a private chain administered by, say, Government of India or state government or a National Institute of Medical Blockchain or whatever.
Okay. So because if I am a part of a blockchain, matlab I am the end user. So do I want this data be available to all these different parties? Because it ends up being on the chain.
Like, one thing, if you are a participant in a blockchain, your data will be shared on a right to know basis, because your operation cannot be done without your blood test report and your radiology report known to your doctor and known to your insurers. But your pharmacy need not know, because pharmacy is only interested to give what the doctor has prescribed. So to a pharmacist, blockchain will only push the prescription, nothing else.
So you limit the data
You
which node gets what data.
you write the program that way.
No,
The contract.
sir, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Prarabdh, see, the data exists with everyone. Okay. But for example, in a cryptocurrency, the data exists with everyone. Okay. But only one party gets to spend the transaction which is in his or her name. Okay. That is with the concept of that target, that public key, which you are using to identify the beneficiary, the recipient. So here also you'll have a recipient public key. In addition, you will also have a role associated with the recipient. Okay, so insurance service provider, pharmaceutical service provider, doctor, medical. So within that, with some information which is being generated by you. Okay, everybody in the group will have access in terms of viewing, but in other cases, only certain individual entities will have access depending on who you choose to share it with.
Right.
So in the case of cryptocurrency, you are sending the money. Here, you are sending the approval for viewing the information through blockchain.
Right. Yes, sir.
There is one more point. You are Prabodh Sharma. In blockchain, you are not Prabodh Sharma. You are a hashtag code. Only 3 people will come to see you. They will not even ask your name. One person is your house physician. Second, your pathologist, radiologist, etc., who have to physically check you. And third is your surgeon or consulting medicine doctor, nobody else.
And the conclusion is the insurance party doesn't get to know what test I have got.
The
That is the reason they are bearing the cost.
don't even need your photograph. Your phone number is not needed by the insurance company.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, there is a question. Achha, Dr. Roy, let me do like this. Rest of the students, whosoever wants to go for a bio break or whatever, they can go. I'll start presentation at, say,
Sir, I think Aditya has a question.
I'll take. Now, what I'm saying, now it is 1842. I'll start my next talking at 6:50. Our classes breaks at 8:20, right?
Yes, sir.
So I will start presentation at 18:50 or 18:55. Meantime, we can take all questions.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Aditya.
Yes.
I will not give a break so far as I am concerned. Yes.
So I have a very a basic question. So
Yeah.
I understand that all these things are interconnected, and my profile data, patient's name is directly, and the details are going to the doctors and all. And this is the thing that I also understand that the IoT also does. So what is the extra benefits that we are getting using the blockchain technology other than the security? I understand the security part, it's nobody can, even if it's in the public chain, nobody can see it, but other than security, what are the other advantages that we're getting?
Good question. Suppose you have you are having a consulting doctor who is a surgery, who will do the surgery. Okay. Now you have to go carry all your papers and documents to the surgeon to show him, right? your CT scan document or your radiology document, your sonography document. You don't need to, because the surgeon who will ultimately do you operation, he will, if he does need to see you physically, of course he will see you. Otherwise, he is seeing all your record from downloading from blockchain platform. And you need not send him. You need not take an appointment with him, because when you are announcing the that I need to have a surgery, the doctor himself, based on his operation date available, will quote that this is me. I am quoting this. This is my time. Suppose 4 quotes have been received from 4 different surgeons. You choose the surgeon, you choose the time, and similarly, you have taken a quote from hospital. So, and then the hospital comes to know that so-and-so doctor has given so-and-so time the bed, surgery time. Hospital keeps the surgery ready. So everything happens in a chain of flow. And you don't have to run around for anything except for when there is a need for physically showing yourself. Otherwise, everything is being done by the blockchain. Taking a health claim from insurance department is a havoc job. Insurance say that this document is not there, that document is not there, you have not complied with this document seems to be fake. 10 different times they will send an inquiry note to the insurance company, to the hospital. Not necessary. Because the hospital will not be able to charge anything which is beyond the insurance company's purview. Because hospital will raise a bill, pre-surgery bill, to the extent it is possible to be raised, which the blockchain will not accept if it is not as per the smart contract with the insurance company. कहाँ issue है? Like in an exim blockchain, the bill of lading or entry document cannot be raised by the captain of the ship if the bill of lading is not in consonance with the purchase order and other banking document, quality certificate, list of packing list, etc. So you have no scope to do any error. Same is in blockchain, because it is being controlled by the smart contract.
Sir, about that first part where you told that we do not need any kind of documents or what are the previous bills or doctor certification that I have. Sir, isn't that just digitization of anything that we have on paper and then uploading it like in IoT, uploading it in some kind of a cloud and giving it access to some medical stuff or something like that?
It is like this, Aditya. When you are entering into a blockchain, the blockchain is your own library. Your past 5 years history of your blood pressure, your ECG, etc., etc. Nobody is allowed to see this. Suppose 5 years down the line, you have to go for a knee surgery, or you have to go for a prostate surgery. Means I am a senior person, I'll go for a prostate surgery. Now this doctor will like to see all my sonographies of my prostate for last 5 years, because I have done my annual health checkup or biannual health checkup. Now I need not carry all the 5 years document to this doctor. This surgeon will since he is a participant, I will allow blockchain to see my document. It is on an allowed to be seen basis. Any Tom, Dick and Harry doctor cannot have an access to my documents. I am permitting, then only he is having access. This is called right to know basis. Any other question?
So Aditya,
Yes.
sir, just one I just add on to what you said to Aditya. So the security part you already had agreed, right?
Yes.
The other part is convenience. See, so many parties involved, and you have a single application which does all these things in a very secure manner. Okay, so this collaboration across multiple parties, maintaining who gets to see what, like Dr. Basu said, Professor Basu said, that right to know basis. So this is something which is, unique to blockchain. Okay, and remember, there is no server So, there is no repository of data which can be breached. So, everything is with everyone. So that security part ensures that, nothing is, visible to anyone. Okay, so there is no question of a data breach because there is no server and everything is secure. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It cleared it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there is a difference between this blockchain and the cryptocurrency blockchain. In this particular blockchain, insurance company's data does not have the information which has been exchanged between the exchange between the general surgeon, my surgeon, and my general physician, medical record. Insurance company is only interested by the documents generated. He need not see whether my blood pressure has rose to 160 by 100 on certain days. He need not. Or my blood sugar level is 300 plus. When he is supposed to give me the first insurance coverage or next year's insurance coverage, he would like to know what are the past ailments of mine, which is based on my declaration. Now, if he says, I want to see your past record to give you a discount on your premium, if I feel that I have to avail of the discount and want to give them an access, then only I will allow the blockchain to see my past records. So again, it's on a permission basis. It is not automatically populating. He being my past year's insurer does not necessarily mean that he will have access to everything.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, just an extension to you told us about the right to know data is a thing, right? Can we not, on the contrary, take that, extend it and tokenize it? Matlab, as every cryptocurrency is trying to tokenize assets. So can we not end up tokenizing their data?
प्रबोध, मैं एक चीज बताऊं आपको, ये जो टोकेनाइजिंग है ना, ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आता है. Always you guys who are working on blockchain talk about in cryptocurrency language. What is tokenizing? Suppose I have created a piece of art or I have created a film. I can tokenize my film.
Yes.
Each time you want to see my film, or you as a television channel want to distribute it, you can buy the tokens and then give a right for viewing that particular thing. Their tokenization is possible. But in order to medical record में क्या tokenization करोगे?
Sir, अब एक तरीके मतलब you see financial companies were always looking after data कि how is the customer spending, how are they selling their मतलब how are they spending habits. So this is also a way that they're spending their money, right? So
You are talking about behavior of a group of customers.
yes, sir. मतलब financial habit you
Data,
can.
bunch of data. Are you talking about data
Yes,
tokenization?
sir.
Why should I allow, I as an individual customer, suppose the hospital. In the hospital, somebody wants to know, National Institute of Healthcare, India's Central Medical Research Institute wants to know how many deaths have taken place in your hospital and what were the causes. Now, if this is as per the National Healthcare Policy and the related act, the hospital is bound to give, like as per National Disaster Management Policy, every day you are getting the number of test reports. Now, this is under an act a pathological company is supposed to give. In that case, healthcare blockchain has to be designed because it's a compliance requirement. But if you say no, this data I'll use for my deciding marketing strategy of CT scan machine in India by a German company, no, it's not possible. Suppose a German company wants to know from Lilavati Hospital of Bombay, which is the top class hospital, now how many CT scans have been done in your hospital and what kind of ailments, ye mujhe data do. You want to say tokenization of that data?
Yes, sir. That can also be a possible way of thinking.
Now, why should I? And Lilavati Hospital can't share that data because
The
that's a
compliance.
private data.
Okay. The compliance doesn't say that. The data law doesn't allow that.
Data law won't allow it. Data law will not allow it. Okay.
Sir, with your permission, can I add a point to what Prarabdh said?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Prarabdh, see, your understanding, in terms of tokenization, so each of these documents which you are putting on the healthcare blockchain, okay, your own documents, your hospital records or your, prescriptions or whatever, okay, so you have an ownership of that. So in a way, they are like tokens and you have ownership. Okay. So in an NFT, that NF stands for non-fungible. So these are also non-fungible. Okay. So that way they are tokens. Now NFTs are meant for providing ownership, only ownership. Okay. So here, in addition to ownership, you are also giving viewership rights and other, accessory kind of workflow oriented things you can achieve through this. NFTs are only, gaining ownership and transfer of ownership. So there, the role of the blockchain or the application functionality of the blockchain is a little bit limited. Okay, here it is more open, but the basic fundamentals is that non-fungibility, that tokenization, in terms of converting the records into a digital, ownership document. Those things are still there. Okay, only
Okay.
thing, the usage is different. Over to you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So let me get into my presentation again. So let us talk about certain applications quickly, just to give you a flavor of what is happening in the world. The first thing which is happening is called BaaS, blockchain as a service. This is becoming very popular. There are like cloud computing. Blockchain as a service is also coming to the world, where a kind of bazaar is being provided by this service provider, where you can come with your own smart contracts and your own customization requirement, which may be for any type of business. Say, suppose you are crowdfunding, you can come for crowdfunding. You can come for intellectual property. You can come for ownership, healthcare, medicine, microfinance. You can come for P2P lending, remittance, notarization, anything you can come for. So blockchain, like crowdfunding, blockchain as a technology bazaar has also started in this world. Students, if you are really interested to know about digital technology, I would request you to follow a gentleman in Twitter called Ant Grasso. Of course, I will also ask you to follow me, but that's for whatever I tweet. But Ant Grasso, and at the rate of 5 to 7 tweets a day on anything and everything he does. This is a very interesting presentation from him. He was in PwC earlier, now he's on his own.